Alright, hi. Hopefully I can make this video fairly short. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start. So I've been getting into a lot of like mediumship, which is like when you use like your third eye and your intuition and you're meditating and connecting with people. Now I've actually done two of my friends and try to connect with their energy and what they have around them, and that was really nice because it did kind of connect with them, and they were happy about it after. But so that feels validating. But I also do this sometimes in my spare time, and I've had this one soul that's kind of been around me for a little bit, for almost about, I'm hearing 2 years. So it wasn't like, I would think the soul popped in like 3 years ago after this particular person I was with, but no, it's telling me 2 years. Like 2 years is when it popped in. I'm like, okay. But I've seen this soul whenever I've been under the influence, in my head. Like his face will pop in and I'm like, oh, hello. And he's definitely a part of like my soul, if that makes sense. Like he's from a different time period or like a different point in time. I'm also hearing like, it's like, oh, he was alive when you were alive, but you were really young. But like we weren't, like we don't know each other in the physical sense. Like it's the energetic sense. Like they're giving me like, think of the concept twin flames, but not quite. Like they're telling me it's a similar soul thing, like soul family, soul tribe. Anyways, or it's like soul debt is what I heard. But this soul, who I used to have a different name for him because he kind of like energetically reminds me of my ex, one of them. And he's really tall too. Like every time I've seen him or felt his energy within me, and I'm a very small person, I'm 5'2". This guy's very tall. I know he wears boots. Like that's what I see. It's like he wears boots and he wears like flannels, and he's kind of bald and has like some facial hair, and he has like my little mole that I have under my eye. So that's why it's like, and he's like 40 something. He's really old. It's actually quite funny. I mean, that's not old, but he's like mature age wise. I'm 23, so it's like quite 20 years difference. But he passed when he was like 40 something. But he's a really heavy energy. He's very dense. I just always say he reminds me of a rock. Because whenever I feel his energy come through, he's very stone cold. Like that's how I would express his energy. But whenever he's like been within my body, like when I'm actually feeling him, my legs feel really heavy. And that's not normal for me. Like I said, I'm 5'2". I'm kind of like pretty light as a person. But whenever I'm in his energy, like whenever he shifts in, he doesn't come around a lot. It's mostly like, yeah, he's like, I'm around, but I go towards other people. Like it's just like, I'm not in you. When I'm in you, you're feeling me. He was like, but when I'm with other people that are not even around me, he's elsewhere. I don't, but it's almost like a restriction. Doesn't really want me to speak too much on, like, give too much. He wants me to be vague. Like he doesn't want me to be out in the open about him, or about what he does energetically. But anyways, man, yeah, whenever I've had to walk in his energy, I feel really heavy. Like I almost want to collapse to the ground because that's how dense he feels. It's not used for my, like, it's not, I'm not used to that energetically because, like I said, I'm very light. But physically and maybe in some way energetically, but I'm like a medium is what I'm being shown. But hence I'm medium. But Like, yeah, you can go low, you can go high, but you're connecting with both. I don't know why I have like a lot more heavier emotional energies that come near me, but maybe they need some clearing. But anyways, he's very heavy, and I guess I'm trying to explain, like, when I walk in his energy, I feel like I have like two like bricks around my ankles, and I'm about to sink into water, like, and just sink. Um, so I've seen his energy before. He's kind of shown me how he's died. He showed me how he died, which was kind of sad, 'cause it's kind of suicide. It's, you know, he pretty much took pills while he was driving and wanted to kill himself, which is why whenever I've like really connected to his energy, my liver hurts, and it feels like it's like bursting open, like there's fluid coming out. So something tells me like he took pills, and I've seen him take it while he's driving, and he nods off, and then he crashes too, because I've seen his head like go against the door, and it's like his head like burst open essentially. It's kind of morbid, and I don't know how it's tied to me, but I do have two people in my past that have kind of similar energies to this guy, so and they've taught me a lot of like lessons to some degree, so it's a karmic thing. I think it's a karmic bond. But anyways, I see like the good energy of him, like he comes off like very genuine a lot of the times, but then I see like he shows me like when he was alive, like his arrogant side, and like how he was nasty to people and mean to them, and like an asshole. Like, it's very much like, holy shit, you know, like, calm down, my guy. Like, it's very arrogant, very much I'm on top of the world, fuck you all, like, energy. And like every time, like, I feel like I can't speak, like I'm being choked or something. Like, it's hard, like, to speak about, I guess it's hard for me to speak about him in that way when I see him, and like when he communicates with me, he's very leveled, and it's almost such a strange way to see like the dynamic. Like, and I'm being shown like, yeah, this is the higher self energy, so you need to keep in mind, anytime you connect with the spirit, you're connecting with a higher self energy, and they're showing you their material version, their 3D self, but really they're not in that form. Okay. Yeah, because like you see a lot more underlying energy. Anyways, the last time I tried to connect with him, I couldn't figure out his name, because I used to call him the Giant, because he was very tall and he's very big. Like, I would be scared if I saw him. He's not like Andre the Giant, he's just a very big energy. Like, there's a lot of meat to him. But he's not fat, he's just a big dude, but tall. So that's what I pick up on him. Yeah, something with his neck. Oh, stop it. So when I was connecting with him like a week ago, I kept getting the name Mark, but I kept getting the name Micheal, and I couldn't like figure it out. I figured out now his name's Micheal, but I was seeing like his wife at the time, because there's some stuff that kind of happened when he was a parent, and he had a daughter who also killed herself, and it's kind of really heartbreaking, because she kind of died very tragically, and it's kind of because of him, so it's really fucked. But I think that's why, I think that's, like I said, he's a very fucking heavy energy, and it's like, that's, I see why there's a lot of guilt and remorse and lack of accountability, but also sorrow. It's a lot. So anyways, I got to see like his wife, because I was kind of questioning, because I never saw her, and then but I knew there was another woman involved, and then saw her, and she's a very sweet maternal lady, but I'm hearing that she wasn't around towards the tail end of his life. So yeah, I think there's something to do with the daughter and why she left. Anyways, I I was also being shown something with his mom when he was young. And then that's where I'm going to go into today, because this is where I was picking up. So the last time I was under the influence, and I wasn't under the influence today, I just did my normal meditative stuff. And the fact that even under the influence and even meditative, regardless if they're separate or not, I still feel the same thing. So it's definitely an energy thing. But he was showing me today. He kind of came through like surprisingly to me, because the last time I tried to connect with him, he was like, go away. Like, it was very much like he scares me sometimes, because he has a very mean, dark streak about him, where he's very protective of private things of himself and stuff that he doesn't want me to see. But and that's what I'm saying. He's very similar to someone in my past that I know, that we don't talk anymore, but they have similar energy, and I'm like, that makes sense now why I connected to him, because this soul. Anyways, but not saying they went through the same thing or anything like that. I'm just saying they carry a similar energy, and that just might be soul ties. I'm hearing soul ties, so. Anyways, can we cut those? Yeah. But so his name's Micheal, and he was showing me when he was like 8 or 9, and he's showing. I know there was some issue with the mom. I felt that very early on with his energy, that something about his mom didn't let him be emotive or feminine. Like, not that he's gay, it's just like he has a feminine energy or feminine creative style, and he wanted to express himself. Like, that's really all he's like, I just wanted to express myself in my way, but I was shamed very early on. And I'm seeing that he grew up like in the 70s and 80s, so it's like that kind of makes sense why he was shamed. It was not a very masculine thing. So yeah, very much shamed, and his mom didn't accept him in a emotive, like, validating way, and I kind of resonate with that. So I was like, okay, that's why you're here. And then I was seeing, today I saw this man. It's almost like a stepdad energy, or maybe it's just a paternal energy. And this guy comes off very like cocky too, but like he's very old. I'm gonna call him Jim. He just gives me Jim vibes, but he wears a polo shirt, and he makes Micheal wear a polo shirt too. Micheal wears an orange polo shirt. That's what I was saying. Shorts and an orange polo shirt. But I'm seeing Micheal as a kid, and pretty much this guy was far older than his mom. His mom, we're talking about a kid being 8 or 9, and I'm looking at his mom. She looks to be like either early 30s or late 20s, maybe even like mid 20s, but maybe even younger than that. I don't know. It's just she's in her 20s. She's very young in nature, and I see her because she has blonde hair, and it's kind of like picked behind her ears, and she has a very like sweet energy. But I don't know. He has this disdain for her, and maybe it's a disdain for his childhood. Maybe he doesn't like his mom because of the guy. But the guy kind of comes through, and he's in Jim. He seems very arrogant and very macho-esque, and he's almost like he dehumanizes Micheal. But I also was being shown that he did something to Micheal. I saw Micheal getting lifted up by his throat against the wall by Jim. So I think there is definitely some physical abuse, lack of physical boundaries here, as well as I don't know if there was like sexual abuse, or maybe like I was connecting with him because of what I went through. And maybe I was like, oh, it's abuse. Okay, it's something to do with like overstep of boundaries and this issue here. And Micheal being so young, not really being able to speak. And when I was feeling this, though, like I saw this abuse, and then all I could feel, because I tell my spirit people, like when I'm connecting with spirits, I'm like, use my body, use my, show me what you went through, or like what you kind of feel. And I was feeling very like bogged down. I felt like that's where he turned, because like I know what he did in his adulthood, and it's a really hard thing to forgive someone for what they did in that nature. but he's showing me, well, he was telling me it was a means of control, and it wasn't right, but it was a means because I didn't have control in my life when I was young, is what he's showing me. But he's showing me, like, it's almost like that's why I feel this weight from him. It's like he's showing me that's where I started sinking. And it's like, after he was, like, abused, and after, like, from a very young age, just turned him in such a way where it's such a young age too, because like for me at least I was like 16 or 17. I'm not saying it was right, but you know, I kind of like had some awareness of like knowledge, or you know, and especially in modern age society, whereas him it's like 70s 80s, it's so like you're alone. I feel this isolated, like alienated feeling, but it's like I see him like it's almost like when I was feeling his energy like from a young age, it's almost like he had like this innocence to him, this purity energy, and then it's just like it turned inward, and it's like you just feel like you're sinking. And I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like there's so like I definitely felt where he was choked, and then because I could feel the pressure around my neck, but energetically like you could feel it, like it tightening. But then after that, it's like all I could feel is like this like heaviness. And it's like if you were a rock sinking in the water. And it's like that's how he felt emotionally. It's like he had just completely disengaged completely. And there's this like kind of sadness, like sorrow, mournfulness. Like I guess I feel for him, but to see that and feel that, it was like, whew. Like I felt like I was immobilized. I couldn't feel it, especially like and I guess that's why I connected to like my like experience of like what I went through in childhood, is because like I felt like that paralyzing, immobilizing fear of what's happening to you, and you can't really make sense of it. And that's kind of how I felt within him. It's like he's showing me like I couldn't breathe, I couldn't feel, I couldn't move. And it's like you feel this like restrictedness, and it's almost like, yeah, it's like you can't control anything anymore. And he just lost himself. Like that's how it feels. And I guess like I wonder when he was getting older if he was trying to create things or express himself to get out of that energy, but because he was shamed. I don't like Jim. Fuck Jim. But I also see, like, I was able to see him, Jim, and he has my teeth, so I don't know if, like, that was another soul tie, and it's fucking shitty, man. You know, like, it sucks, but I don't know, man. He just, and he seems to be, like, 40 or 50 years old when the mom's, like, 20. Like, there's a complete, like, age gap here. And I just, man, and some tells me, like, I just probably feel like it's a stepdad or something, because like the dad's not around, like the actual father isn't around, because the mother seems like a young mother working on her own, like self-independent, and that's why and I'm not trying to make a parallel to my childhood, my mom and everything, but my mom was a single mom too, and you know, I've seen a lot of like shitty men come through in my childhood, so maybe, you know, Micheal is kind of like, you know, I mean, fuck, what if he is my twin flame? That would suck. I was like, you're dead. I was like, you're already dead. Yeah, like it's a very sad energy. I'm not trying to like baby him or victimize him, because there are some things that he did later on that I'm like, you can, like, how can you be forgiven for what you did? But then, like, it's also an understanding of, like, I kind of know why I went through the things I did. Because I'm like, I was like, this is a soul, you know, evolution, karmic thing that I'm having to go through. Okay. You know, but, damn, it's really tough. I think that's why it's hard, because I know what I went through, and, like, it's hard for me to even fathom forgiveness towards people who do shit to people like that. But then you see, like, what happened to this person, and you're like, damn, you know, like, that kind of sucks. And I kind of, it's weird, because, like, I understand what he went through. But you can either choose to be the villain, or you can choose to move out of something. And he chose to be the villain, and it's like, it's not quite a choice, because he wasn't taught how to, like, get out of that. But, damn, it fucking sucks. yeah, I'm really having to learn how to forgive. But yeah, Michael's a tough one energetically. I kind of wanted to bring him out or talk about him a little bit, because I feel like it would be nice to kind of shed light, is what I hear. Shed light, bring light to something. But anyways, I kind of wanted to talk about that, and yeah, it's a really heavy, dark energy, but I gotta learn. Maybe I gotta help him clear it out a little bit and kind of settle him out. Maybe I'll draw him one day and y'all get to see what he actually looks like. But his name's definitely Michael. He's like, but I do have other energies that come through. I'm able to channel with some people, you know, their stuff, which is really nice. I'm starting to learn how to do those things, because I was drawn to it even when I was a kid. I just didn't really know what it was. But yeah, I didn't know why. I'm trying to learn how to be more clairaudient, which is hearing, because I used to feel like I could do that when I was a kid, because when I would get really quiet and I would hear things, I would hear people talking, but like I would be alone. So I don't know. Today I try to do a little bit of that and really focus on it. And I heard someone like from my left ear. It was like a woman, like maybe close to my age, but she was humming. And there's no one here in this RV. Like it's just me, and I have like air going on, so it's like shh, you know. But I was focusing in, and it's almost like you could, like you're taking earmuffs off. Like it was like whoa, you know, like when you're coming through it, the zone, the area, the shift. And I heard this woman like going, like she was humming, but like it was very hard to pick up, because as soon as I heard her, I was like, I got out of it, I snapped out of it, and I was like, oh, okay. But like it was intentional, and my spirit guides were like, you're gonna get scared when you hear it, and I'm like, I know, and that's gonna happen, but hey, we gotta practice somewhere, you know, if we really want to try this. And they were like, okay. So I guess they let me hear it, hear someone come through, but it's gonna take some practice. But yeah, my spiritual stuff, my psychic stuff, my intuitive things. But yeah, that was about it. I'm still trying to move out of the energy, but it was great. So it was scary and sad, but great. Great to kind of understand Michael a little bit more without feeling like he's trying to kill me. Goodbye. I hope y'all have a nice day.